As a church facing recession, you have to have an attitude of advance and conquer, not retreat and save. That's a commonality I noticed in churches, that when the economy constricts and money tightens, the churches that have that attitude of, well, we must restrict as well and conserve and save. I hate to tell you, but money is a tool of ministry. And if you restrict and save your money, you're going to restrict and save your ministry. And if you're not doing ministry, that is one thing that's going to happen in a dying church is they do less ministry. They're not living on mission. Hey, they're going to die off. If you start retreating, you're basically admitting the Titanic is sinking, right? And if the Titanic is sinking, no one is going to give time, money, attention, talent. They're not going to give that to a sinking ship, okay? And that's the problem is a lot of churches come to us looking for help to get to right the ship. Among other things, there are spiritual components that we're just, we're a marketing agency, right? We're not going to help you with your spirituality or create your discipleship process. We're going to help you communicate what you do have. But they're trying to come to us and say, hey, stop the sinking ship. The ship's already half sunk. I can't, the bows is at the front of the back of the ship. I don't know. The back of the ship is already broken in half. You can't fix that. What I can do is say, there's an iceberg coming ahead. Instead, veer off. And you can't say there's an iceberg coming ahead. Everyone jump on the rafts. That's what I'm talking about. When I say retreat and save, I'm saying don't go jump in the rafts before you hit the iceberg. Advance and conquer, take control of the wheel and get out of the way. And if you've already hit the iceberg, hey, let's go ahead and make some adjustments to make sure we save every life possible and impact every life possible in your community. But if you're just going to sit there and say, everything's tightening, we're cutting everything in half, we're doing a spending freeze, guess what? People are going to stop investing in your church. They're going to say, this place is going down. I'm going to go find another place to serve. Why would I give them my money if it's going to go to zero in a few months, half a year? You have to stay positive. Keep that positive mindset. You're not lying to yourself. You're not manipulating yourself or your leadership or your people or your community. You're saying God's brought us this far. He's brought us through so many recessions, the churches that are 80, 100 years old. He can get you out of this one, but you have to stay positive. The pastors that were pastors of the recession and actually did well or even made it through unscathed, they had that attitude of advance and conquer, not retreat and save. So you have to focus on the positive. Number 2, you have to focus on expanding. Okay? You can't just say we're trying to keep status like normal. This is the whole thing about what we talk about, outrageous vision and outrageous action. Anytime you work with us, you're going to hear us say that. You have an outrageous vision, we have outrageous action to make that vision a reality. You can't just focus on hoarding everything that you have. If your marriage is struggling, you can't struggle to hold on to what you have. You have to strive to make it better than what it is. And so you have to focus on expanding. If you focus on keeping the status quo and you fall short, you've fallen short. If you focus on expanding and falling short, hey, you maybe grown a little less, but you've grown or you've stayed the same. I would rather you shoot for 100 yards and hit 80 than shoot for 50 and hit 50. I would rather you aim for a target that's too high and miss it than aim for a target too low and hit it.